You are listening to Well, I Laughed, Part 3 of Word of Mouth, listener episode. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine now.
Okay, good.
There was a moment, dear listener, where I thought I deleted accidentally all of last week's episode's audio files.
A little ha-ha ho.
Turns out Adobe Audition saved the recordings, just not the master file that has them all put together nicely. So we're fine. Everything's fine.
And now that we are fine, I feel like I have a little bit of space to say this.
Yeah.
I would have told you, hey, we still need to record the listener episode tonight. I cannot emotionally deliver that episode again right now. I don't have the right headspace for it. The
I wasn't going to ask you to.
Okay. Cool. Glad we were at the same sub plan. That's awesome.
It would have been fine one way or another. Everything was, I was planning. Don't worry.
Good.
In my head.
Okay, sweet. You could be a teacher. That'd be great. Speaking of being a teacher.
Yeah, you have things.
Listen, I have two things right at the top. I have it written down.
Do you remember?
I
Okay.
do. Don't say it out loud.
Grant texted me last night one word and in all caps and just said, "Remind me." Oh my God, I'm dying.
It's so funny. Okay, so first, last night we had the parent meeting of our varsity students on the speech and debate team. That was really cool. Something that I didn't really get a chance to do last year, just being so new, and then everything starts so quickly. So it was really nice to get a chance to like FaceTime with some of these adults who otherwise I only see like through car windows as like I wave as they, are picking up or dropping off their kids or whatever, or like the handful like showcase banquet, things like that. It's very, very cool to get to talk to a parent and be like, hey, like your kid's doing great. Like I'm really proud of them. Like they're doing like a really great job. Like they love that kind of stuff. And whenever I'm talking to a parent, I always try to think of like something specifically that child has done that has impressed me. In case that came out weird. That's not hard. Like I'm proud of all of my students for different things. But
you
it's
just
like,
have a lot of students.
Correct. I'm like, what is it that Maya has done that I'm proud of? That is right. Okay. So that leads us to this story that happened last night that one of my students' parents said to me.
Oh, God.
Okay. Do you remember in a Patreon episode after Canada?
Yeah.
I joked
about
that
grapes.
Jacob cuts my grapes
in half.
and you don't.
Yes.
The father of told me last night that he wanted to send his child to school on the first day with a bag of cut up grapes for me.
Is he a patron?
That's how I found out. Yes.
Oh
my God. He thought it was so funny. And I want to now.
I would have gotten hives. It would have been so funny in like 2 hours.
So, boy, are you and I really drifting close to the equator in terms of our personalities? Because here's the thing. Because of the setting that I was in, I didn't really get the reference.
You're like, oh, that's hilarious.
I knew it was like a podcast reference because he'd kind of mentioned it a little bit. And he was like, oh, yeah, like so we were listening to your podcast in the car. And I was like, you should bring your teacher grapes. And then another teacher was like, oh, you have a podcast? And I was like, yes, but like, I mean, it's not inappropriate for children, but like, they're not our target audience, and like, whatever. Like, the internet talked to me. And I just didn't get a chance to like appreciate the joke because I didn't get a chance to live in it.
That's hilarious.
Right. So, because also like I'm at school, like I'm trying to remember the kids' names. And then now there's all these adults who have names that are very similar to their children, but are not their children's names.
Yep.
And so you're trying to keep all of that going. And like there was a reason for the meeting, right? There's a reason for the season. And so all of those plates are spinning. Cut to 45 minutes later, I'm in my car.
Like, get it.
It's raining. I'm downtown Denver. Like the city is glowing. It's like so absolutely a moment. I've paused my audiobook because literally no one can be talking to me right now. Like
that's too much. You just need the silence of the car. I've been there.
I'm like, Subaru, I love you. Shut the fuck up. And I'm just sitting at like very famously, I'm always there. 8th and Lincoln. Just waiting for that light. And then I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then, oh my God. Oh, so then I talked to that student today and I was like, so your dad's, and by the way, tell him, very funny. Took me a second to like reflect back on him.
Hilarious.
Tell your dad he is actually very funny and I appreciate it.
I just didn't process the joke
didn't
right away.
Process it. And then I go, that's really interesting. Why didn't you do it? Like, why didn't you, like, you were the one that said no to it. So I'm just kind of curious why you said no. And she was like, well, like, like, you have the podcast, but like you, I think probably don't want us being on Patreon, and I think you've even said that before. So I didn't want you to be in a position where like you're like, oh, like we're listening on Patreon
really
or whatever, and I was like, when did you do you know what that was an analogy for? And she goes, yeah, that's also why I didn't bring in the grapes. I told you I was dying. I told you.
I could see it. She delivered it so deadpan. I know she did.
100% she
Oh my God.
Really proud of her too, honestly. Her speech is coming along really well this year. But yeah. That's
so funny.
That shook me to the foundation, to my core last night into this morning. Thank God for the parents' sense of humor. Thank God for them being like, you know what? This is a grown-ass man who on his own time does whatever he wants. Right, exactly.
That's so funny. And also, he is paying for things that are behind a paywall.
Right,
so,
right,
I mean,
100%. Yeah. There's a certain level of trust there, and I thought at least anonymity.
I did get several messages from assorted people who were just like, my rat brain can't figure out what grapes mean, and I had to walk them or like tell them more explicitly.
They're like, it's so crucial to understanding this episode, and I need it. So, yeah, I just wanted you to know.
That's so funny.
Should you ever interact with the student again, just be aware of that, okay?
I've always thought she knows more about me than she lets on.
Oh, they all do.
Yeah, I know.
They all
That's
do.
why it freaks me. That's really why it freaks me out.
I'm not going to lie, too. Also, this was kind of great. Because, then the parents were like, oh my God, you have a podcast? And there's like 2 more people that I'm talking to about it. And I go, yeah. And like sometimes like my podcast co-host like will come and judge for us every now and then too. And they're like, oh, cool. Yeah. So I was like, yo, when the students see her, they're like, oh my God. And honestly, that's the best part because then I don't have to pay her because the notoriety is enough for her.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. No, it's not.
You laughed at the truthness before you remembered.
I remembered that I'm poor because we bought a house. Yeah.
Fine, I'll bring you some cut up grapes later.
Thank you. That will be enough.
Listen, I have a whole list of stuff that happened just in the last 2 days.
Had really nothing happen in the last 2 days. So
hey, listener, real quick. Yep, talking to you. Sorry. Hope you're not at a green light right now. If you're feeling like your life might be a little too boring, be a teacher, man. My God. Now, granted, you're going to be subjected to the kind of constant noise that the Geneva Convention has banned. Okay? We can't do that to prisoners anymore.
Yeah.
Of course, our federal government absolutely will because it doesn't believe
prisoners,
in us.
We like to dehumanize prisoners
right,
so that we can treat them worse. Yeah.
But it's an exciting day-to-day job. Being a teacher, not a prisoner. Just to clarify, back to the subject.
Reality's like Spidey sense.
Exactly. Okay, so we're just going to kind of run through stories that have happened in the last 48 hours in my classroom.
This is why I need him, because I don't know what's interesting in my life.
One of my seniors has been looking just a little bit more put together than they did last year. Listen, last year it was clear he was just choosing to wear what was comfortable, and that was great. Like he was still doing what he needed to do, and was finding the success that he wanted. Blah
now
blah
he's
blah.
Trying to impress somebody.
Well, that's like kind of low key. What I thought a little bit.
Yeah.
Found out today his parents took his Crocs.
Listen, I bought Casey his Crocs because I was sick of him pretending he could fit into mine because he can't. And then he started wearing them out to walk the dogs, and I'm like, that's weird because Crocs are like kind of uncomfortable, at least for me. I have like really sensitive bottoms of my feet, so I can't do it.
Right.
And I also have had that urge to steal his Crocs.
So his family stole his Crocs, and then he immediately
beautiful.
started growing facial hair. So I don't know what that is. It's probably too small of a sample size. It is.
Yeah.
It is. I proudly don't own any Crocs because I came up in high school and graduated in 2011 when it was like social suicide to be wearing Crocs. And so that's part of my like hardware now.
Here's my take.
Go ahead.
Birkenstocks paved the way for people to wear Crocs without being judged today.
As a person who just bought Birkenstocks, I have to disagree vehemently, but check in 3 years when I finally catch up to the Crocs trend, okay?
I just think Birks people started wearing ironically because everyone kind of was like, oh, they're like acceptable
Right.
and I can wear them with socks. And so that makes them good for like athletes. And so everyone just started ironically wearing them. And then similar to me in the year 2014 when I started saying lit ironically, by 2015 I was saying lit unironically. And so were those people wearing Birks unironically.
Yeah, you are absolutely ready to be a teacher, for the record. This relates to a conversation I was having with a student who was feeling really chatty when I wasn't.
Oh,
More on that to come in a
That's
second.
me every time I interact with them. I want you to know.
Them as in my students?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you sometimes.
Yeah, I get it. That's why you just let me go. The joke was that, and also like it's a joke, but it's like an observed truth too.
Yeah.
When freshmen enter high school, feminine identifying students have, for the most part, been living in fashion for years. And the boys just haven't.
No.
The boys are just like, my mom went to Old Navy, you know, like
Yes.
that's it
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And so when the boys start at this, at the start of freshman year, it's like relatively easy to distinguish them because they're all still dressed like
eighth graders.
singularly
Yeah.
and uniquely. And then somewhere between the end of freshman year and halfway through sophomore year, at least right now, they all get the alpaca haircut. They all get the slip-on clog Birkenstocks.
Yeah.
And then they do big shirt, too short shorts. And then they all just look exactly the same.
That was
So
the
you
uniform
gotta-
of my gay friends.
I wasn't friends with fashionable gay people 5 years ago, so I understand that. I mean, we shared Tyler, so you understand what my background was like. But yeah, that was one of the things that we talked about today.
Well, that's beautiful.
I need you to chime in with something, or else I'm just going to keep burning through this list of
I don't
witty
see
observations.
the problem with
Okay.
that, quite honestly.
I'm going to go ahead and take another sip.
I had a thought and then I forgot said thought, so.
I did look at my classes on Monday,
Yeah.
and I was like, who had stuff to talk about, whatever, like, how's your weekend? And then I was like, who watched the Nebraska volleyball game? And like 5 girls' hands went up in like both classes. I was like, yeah, so like
wow.
Harper Murray's so cool. But well, like half the girls in my classes are named Harper.
Oh,
so they're
okay.
big fans of Harper
Okay,
Murray.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're so good. And like Sanford didn't even look that good in the game, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, okay, yeah, okay. So then who watched Iowa State, K-State? You know, like the Aer Lingus season opener?
And
No one? No one did? And I was like, listen, if you're going to enjoy this class for a semester, y'all are going to have to start watching some college football. I don't know what else
for
to tell
the
you.
students that are still listening, because I know you're there. No, you don't. Don't let him bully you like that.
Well, if the students that are still listening, they're not freshmen. I'm really kind of hoping this year the freshmen get it together. Okay,
That's fair.
next story.
A reading.
A reading from things that happened to me 5 hours ago
Yeah.
and that I now have the chance to share with an adult. The first one I have seen since work today.
Incredible.
This kid comes in, they're real chatty, and I like this child deeply enjoy their presence. They are like legitimately a good storyteller. I think they have interesting observations in the world. They know exactly where to put the joke, right? Like
yeah.
they're a very easy child to talk to.
Yeah.
Also because you can kind of just like look at them every now and then as you actually work on your computer. They're just going to go.
Yeah.
I had to make this child kind of repeat part of the story because I was like, wait, hold on now.
Hold on now.
This girl, she's a senior.
Yeah.
There's another kid in her class. They're crushing on each other. And she's like, I'm not entirely sure if he's feeling the same way as I am. And then guess what happened today, mister? I saw in his backpack as he was getting his computer out, he had a bag full of pencils in there. And then he turned around and he asked me if he could borrow a pencil. And I was like, girl, you're in. You're doing like Nancy Drew
That's
Sherlock
incredible.
Holmes
That's
level
beautiful.
of
Yes.
investigation.
Iconic. Yep.
Yes. I'm like, you're 100%
Yeah, he wanted to talk to you.
in. Yeah. Or
That's how the plot of Mean Girls starts.
right, counter theory. That's how he got all the pencils.
Oh.
And I didn't say that part out loud. I didn't want to be like, "What did you get the pencil back?"
No, it was a gift to him.
Okay, this is actually going to be a question for you. This is good. Look at me involving my co-host.
It's just been a day.
Okay, this is pissing me off now. Why can't I delete you? Pencil story's gone. Okay. Do you know what today was? Today was a very special day for the consumers of America.
Was it Consumer Day or some shit?
Is that a day?
It's a day in China.
Every day is a consumer day in America.
That's true. No, I have no idea.
Today was PSL day.
Oh, that explains the texts. Okay.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, why is everyone talking about PSLs? Yeah, I was at King Soopers today after my workout and I saw the like pumpkin carving stuff out. And I was like, there's watermelon still out front. It should be illegal to sell pumpkin carving stuff without pumpkins out front. This just feels obvious to me.
Now's the time to buy them cheap.
The pumpkin carving stuff?
Yes.
If you don't have pumpkin carving stuff by now, don't buy it at King Soopers.
Sure. No, I agree with that
Use
as well.
a knife and a spoon. What are you talking about?
Okay. I love pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, I do too.
So much. Again, much like Crocs, I spent so much of my 20s assuming I had to hate pumpkin spice latte. And do
yeah.
you know what happened when I hit 30?
You were like, fuck it.
I gave myself permission to like things. Exactly.
Yep.
And pumpkin spice latte is legitimately a delicious flavor.
Legitimately a delicious wing.
Thank you. It's a legitimately delicious wing.
You know what else is a legitimately delicious wing? K-pop Demon Hunters. If you haven't watched it, get on that shit. Just pretend it's a different name if you have to. It's beautiful.
I have not watched it yet, and yet I could explain to you 2 key moments of
Good. Yeah.
Because I went to that TED Talk through the MCA.
Oh yeah, the K-pop one.
Yeah. I'm actually very much aware of like the visual references they are making to Korean history throughout K-pop Demon Hunter because I'm a triple L. Lifelong learner.
I was talking to Tyler about one of the songs, and he was talking about the like hats that they're wearing at the end, and he was like the stupid little hats, and I was like, that's a reference to Korean culture, and he went, oh. I went, that felt obvious to me. Oh my god, some people. It's fine.
So today in class,
Yeah.
my giant 50-person freshman class is showing up, right? I'm wrapping up attendance. I have 2 of my 6 TAs. I see my phone ringing. I answer it. Give me a fake name. I can't use the child's real
Willie.
name.
Was it a boy or a girl?
That's just very similar to actual names on my team in both directions.
No.
Jane, thank you so much.
Why ask? Let me contribute.
I'm just not expecting you to literally replace one letter in like multiple children's name and be like, Apple.
They didn't know that. Only you knew that.
The
And
students
me.
listening would, though.
Okay.
It's also not the child, whatever. Excellent start to the story.
Jesus.
Train wreck, dozens dead. Okay. So I answer the phone and I'm like, hey, Jane, what's up? What's going on? Right. And all I hear her go is like, hi, Mr. Thomas. And I'm so sorry, but we're here. And I go, oh, I know traffic's terrible, sweetheart. I got to go. I got to start teaching, but I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, bye. And then I just like hang up on her.
No.
And I immediately start teaching because like, I don't know, not my job. Right.
Not my circus.
Right. Exactly.
Unless
and so
it's in
I
my
am teaching.
Circus.
Were you going to try to make a bearded lady's joke there?
No, I was going to say, unless it's in my classroom and then classroom auto replaced to circus in my head. Not my circus, not my monkeys, unless it's in my circus.
Train wreck, dozens dead.
I'm trying to be quick on my feet.
And so I'm now 15 minutes later after that phone call where I'm like, that's so great. I love friendship. Bye. Boom. And then like went back to teaching. I'm in the middle of teaching and my 4 missing TAs come trompsing in, all with Starbucks in hand. And like, LOL, hilarious, funny, whatever. Like, I'm actually not entirely sure if I've even finalized attendance yet. Because like some of us are trying to teach and creating a legal record as to who is and isn't there. Who has time for that? And so,
For legal reasons, that was a joke.
and so I'm in the middle of teaching and I'm like, and I'm like, it's the words, children, it's the words, right? And like, I'm in all of it.
Master it.
Thank you. And one of my children comes up and they go, here you go. And I go, what is this? And they go, it's a pumpkin spice latte. Sorry that it's hot. And I go, what? Oh my God, why? They go, yeah, you're welcome that we still got you one even after you hung up on us. That's what they were calling
love.
for. Yeah. Well, also, that was them trying to be marked as present in attendance.
I had many high school teachers that had that same deal that were like, if you're late, you better come with a gift.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that's my policy at all.
No. Yeah, but that was what they did.
Right. And so there's a pumpkin spice.
Was it Starbucks?
It was Starbucks.
Okay. Here's my gripe. I can't find a PSL that scratches that same itch that is not Starbucks. Because sometimes I want to go to other coffee shops to like actually sit and like do stuff, and I'm not doing it out of the Starbucks.
Instead of just doing coffee purgatory, that is Starbucks.
Coffee purgatory. And don't yell at us about going to Starbucks. I don't have the time. Unions, just think about that. Support the ones that have unions. That they don't bust, whatever. I need a local coffee shop that has a pumpkin spice latte that is as good as Starbucks. If you have one in the Denver metro area, You let me know.
There's one between my house and the school that I teach at, Metropolis. There's a couple in Center. I've never had their PSL before.
Okay.
But I have had their chai tea, their iced chai tea, which I think is actually really hard to do.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal.
The coffee shop by my old place, Crema, had a pretty good autumn spice one that was pretty close, but it wasn't the same.
So there I am
Yep.
in my classroom.
Barbecue sauce on my titties.
Correct,
Yep.
but not because there's a room full of minors.
Pumpkin spice latte down
in
my gullet.
hand. Right, exactly. And fortunately, they had clearly ordered it like right when I hung up on him because she's been now cooled down to room temperature.
Nice. Incredible.
The perfect temperature to literally chug this thing.
Yep.
And so I like immediately take it. I'm like, oh my God, that's so kind. Thank you so much. I take a sip. And then as I pull the cup away, I go, is this whole milk?
That's the only way to have it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I love that for you.
And then I drank like half of it almost instantly, which because there had already been coffee intake happening that I had been like hamster eye drop dosing myself with to try to not completely go off the edge. And now I am just happily and willfully sugar, fats, caffeine.
Why not?
It's like more calories in the morning than I'd had like the entire day before.
Iconic.
Right. Thank you.
Beautiful.
And I'm trying to like though teach the lesson, but my mind's like, you know, and I hear two children start to have a side conversation off in the corner. And I just look at them, still PSL in hand, and I go, zone, do it. Zone, do it. And they're so shocked at what I look like. Is like gripping my Starbucks PSL and going,
you're like vibrating.
Right, exactly. That they're immediately like,
okay.
Yeah, right. And then later on, those same kids who are now like, wait, do we have like a little bit that we do with Mr. Thomas? They go, Mr. Thomas, like your windows are open. Like, like, what if I just like ran out the window and like ran to Starbucks and was back real quick? And I go, what if? What if? And they go, is that permission? And I go, no, it's not permission. And that's what makes it cool.
You are a menace to society.
And they just kind of move.
They can see the whites of your eyes.
They kind of just move in their seat a little bit. And I go, informative speaking, what do we think we're about to see next, folks? And I just launch into it. Yeah. But I will say this, a couple of them now just call me Grant with their full chest. A couple of... There's a lot of people getting on board. Let me say, okay, let's go ahead and take some of these lifeboats off. There's too many people on board.
Yeah, there's too many people on board. This ship won't sink.
So it's been a good day.
My day, I spent in a 3D model of the plant that I work at, and I have a lot of trouble navigating in that thing, so I spend most of my time inside walls or tanks as I try and navigate to other places and then have to Control Z out of it. So that was fun. There's nothing more humiliating when you're on a meeting trying to navigate through this and it's already glitchy because you're like broadcasting it and then you get stuck inside of a tank. It is actually the worst.
There is something more humiliating.
Oh.
And this did not happen to me. This happened to someone that I interact with at school. I'm going to keep them completely nameless. I'm going to even go sans pronouns in all of this, okay? A person who is in the same building as I am,
yes,
told me that over the weekend they had felt a little constipated. So last night they took 4 laxative tablets.
No.
The correct dosage is
2.
Yep, correct.
I don't care how bad it feels. You start small.
And then they folled that up this morning with a frappuccino.
No.
Literally looked at this person and I go, how are you alive?
You should have like ejected your bowels.
Because when that moment came, that person tried to go to one of the gender neutral bathrooms and was shocked to find it unoccupied and then entered and found out why, which is that it was overflowing with shit.
Oh.
And they had to go somewhere else.
Oh my God.
And so this person's telling me the story later today and they go, and can you believe it? The toilet in there was like overflowing. And I go, yeah, I can believe it. I've been shoving shit down it all week. And it fully paused their story for a second. And I go, oh, I'm joking.
I'm kidding.
Sorry,
I need you to know.
I was trying to add some levity to the situation. This sounds like a horror.
Yeah.
The fact that you're still here means you didn't shit your pants. So I feel like I can riff a little bit.
Oh my God.
Okay, then last unit story, and then we can do some listener episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the PSL incident happens during period 1.
Yeah.
Period 2 happens. That's my planned period. I actually get shockingly amounts done, which is good because the universe will then take away whatever productivity I had left the rest of the day. Period 3 also goes really well. Book reports, whatever. Period 4 comes in. That's my second freshman class, my last freshman class of the day.
Right.
And it's also the last period before lunch, right? So it's me, my co-teacher, 50 of my closest freshmen, and 2 TAs who are actually killing it. Love it.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you know who is that period?
I have no idea. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they're like great people. And one of them looks at me and goes, I'm going to go get Pepper Asian Bistro for lunch.
Incredible.
What do you want? And I go, I am in a season of savings right now.
But
so I
thank
can't do that. But in November, when I've already lost my mind and my body, hit me up. Okay?
Yeah, you let me know.
This isn't a no and don't ask again kind of thing. This is today I can say no. I've also had a pumpkin spice latte and 2 cups of coffee up to this point. I cannot be adding Chinese food to the mix. Okay?
That would be dangerous.
That's not a witch's brew, right? They get it delivered to the school, right? They start eating it in class, which like pop off. I didn't have anything for them to do today. Yeah. At one point, they offer me their spring rolls, and I'm like, no, I could
never.
I possibly couldn't. They're like, well, we're just gonna throw them away, and I was like, how dare you throw them away? And so I like,
what are you, Tyler, with almost expired foods?
Thank you. So I'm eating the little spring rolls. Class ends. My lunch crew now comes in, and one of my sophomores comes in and goes, hi, Mr. Thomas. So sorry, would you like some homegrown tomatoes? And they're like cherry tomatoes, like specifically like popping. And I was like, actually, yes.
Yeah, 100% I do.
I have
That's incredible.
had no vegetables today.
Yeah.
And as soon as I've popped 3 in, another child's like, I made cinnamon rolls. How many cinnamon rolls would you like? And I was like, oh, just one. Thank you so much. And so now I'm having a cinnamon roll. Now I'm not even hungry for lunch anymore. Pumpkin spice latte, 2 spring rolls, handful of tomatoes, cinnamon roll.
Handful of popcorn shrimp.
So anyways, then I eat my lunch.
I feel you so hard.
And then at the end of the day, the cinnamon roll child comes back and they go, Mr. Thomas, before I offer it to anybody else, would you like the last half of the cinnamon roll?
Incredible.
And there's like 8 eyes on me. And I go, absolutely, I would. I have one more half of cinnamon roll.
How did you know?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of nonstop bangers today, to be completely honest.
That sounds like such a nice day.
And the windows were open. It was fall. I saw a leaf fall from a tree outside my window today, and I got a serotonin rush. Like, I shivered a little. I'm not even joking about that.
Aww.
I'm ready.
I don't know why I'm anxious about fall. Master it!
Go ahead.
I don't know why I'm anxious about fall. I think I just have a lot of traveling coming up. I'm gone for like 2 weeks. Oh, I'm leasing a horse.
What a Lydia sentence.
Me and Lydia do have a lot in common.
Maybe it's because children get older and I get older too. Well,
what?
I've been afraid. It's landslide. I can't.
Okay.
Can't do it all for you. Talk to me about fall.
I test rode this horse last night. My trainer, I hadn't ridden in a while because like going to site keeps me a little too late to make it to the barn in time. And so luckily she had a lesson that was later. And so I went and tried out this horse. I tacked up the horse, like was walking it into the arena. And then this like random woman that I have never met appeared, and my trainer Tia introduced me, and I was like, oh, and then I found out that's the owner of the horse. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is a test.
So she's the owner of the horse and you're the sweaty
potential
stable boy.
leaser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
great.
so she really just wanted to see if I would be a good match, like in person.
It's a very pretty horse. You showed me a photo of it.
He's very pretty. His name is Manny. He is like 20 years old, so he's an older boy, but he's very sweet. And I am so sore today, and I'm leasing him once a week indefinitely. So
you passed the vibe check.
Oh, I knew I would.
Okay.
Yeah. That was never a concern. It just did add more eyes looking at me and then therefore judging me.
All those Substack posts being like, celebrate your friends, and you do it once and they're immediately like, well, duh, they trusted me with their horse.
I feel okay about it.
Listen, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be trusted with the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd spook it.
They might actually feel very safe.
Because both our eyes are just huge and staring at everything all the time.
They're just like, oh God. But she wanted to start the lease. The owner wanted to start the lease the 1st of September. And I was like, I'm going to be gone like at least half of September. And like clearly she needed like the money of the lease to like help. She was like budgeting for that. And luckily she was like, oh, you can just like roll over those days into October. But I was like, I'm unavailable for like a while. So in hindsight, this was a poor time for me to come and try this horse. Well, I didn't know I would be making a decision last night. Just kind of happened.
I don't have any more to offer because I've never rented a horse in my life, but I have
leasing a horse.
Okay, I think that's the same thing.
Rent feels like it's like a one-time thing. A lease is like a contract.
Well, how do you measure? Measure a year. I'm talking about rent. I'm in a great mood today.
I can tell.
Okay. You're not picking up on any of my low songs.
525,600 minutes.
That's how long this podcast probably feels for those who want the listener
Yeah,
stories.
probably.
Hey, Maya.
Yeah.
Tell me a story.
I hate you.
I know you do.
Okay. This is from our friend Nicole.
Hello, Nicole.
Howdy, Mant. Parentheses. We hated it, and now they're just doing it.
Welcome to my classroom.
Seems fine. Okay, parentheses. I love you both, but Maya's my parasocial crush from afar, so M will be first. Sorry, Grant. Nicole?
Well, what would I do with a parasocial?
Did we just fall in love?
I was like, what would I do with a parasocial crush with a woman? I don't even deal well with real life crushes from men.
He does have a point. He has a crush on a couple women. Not in like a romantic way, but in like I desperately want to be friends with them way.
Did you say women?
Yeah.
I thought you said a couple of men. And I was
that's
like,
true.
That's news to me, but I believe it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm a longtime listener, first time caller, ? Writer in person, ? Well, this is not in person. So first time writer, ? I've sent a few Instagram DMs. Does that count? Anyway, I've been around since Michael Malloy, Cocaine Bear, and Free Britney. Iconic first episodes, by the way.
Thank you.
When your podcast first began, I was going through what is considerably the lowest rock in my life, probably ever. In that period, I lost my entire friend group in some drama that is too long and too silly. This podcast was my saving grace. When each episode would come out, I would listen to it on repeat until the next Wednesday. Even though I was handling the grief of the people who are still alive but no longer in my life, listening made me feel like I was sitting in a circle with friends who yapped about cool stories that distracted my mind from what real life was. 2 years later, my life is a complete 180 of what it was, and it's beautiful and full, and I am honored to be writing in a state where I can truly appreciate every step I've made, even the not-so-great ones. Thank you so much for being real, authentic, and open to us listeners and sharing these parts of yourselves. Now that I got the waterwork/mushy spiel out of the way, let's get down to the tea.
But Nicole, we love it.
That was really sweet. Thank you for sharing that. In re-listening to the same thing on repeat until the next one comes out, that's me with Stephen Colbert right now. I miss him.
I'm not saying anything.
Don't look at me like that. No, it's actually me with Jon Stewart. Okay. I'm hoping this makes it to your word of mouth theme, although I'm not entirely sure the story is interesting enough to be made it on air. I'm currently 27 years old, soon to be sorry, that was my addition. Soon to be 28 in a few months. But once upon a time when I was 22, I was a police officer. Listen, before you say anything, I know what that brings to the table. I too shout the words, fuck the police, as loud as I can. Because yes, but also I was one. So allow me to elaborate. In college at Florida State University, I got a bachelor's degree in criminology, which is often confused with criminal justice. Criminology was the theory of why people commit crimes. I was and still am fascinated by the mind, how it works, what causes people to make decisions, how do people reach desperation, and how criminal activity is born out of that. Same girl. Are criminals born that way, or are they a product of their environment?
Yeah, like, are people born wicked?
Yeah. Don't
Greg.
say that to me right now.
Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them?
Don't say that.
November is almost here, girl.
I know. I know.
Okay.
Okay, I am team product of the environment. So after graduating college, I found myself in the police academy. I had decided I wanted to be front and center to the public to truly learn how and why people make these decisions. Long story short, I resigned after 3 years for many reasons, like the scheduling, balancing work life, being on the squad of only men, witnessing citizens have their rights violated, getting burned for speaking out about the violation, and having to carry other people's emotional baggage that came with situations, murder, sexual assault, crimes against children, etc. In short, my therapist has a lot of material to work with back then. For 2 years, I was a street cop. My third and final year, I was a school resource officer at a local high school in an area that is considered low income. We'll call it Blue High School. And while I am sure that no one there is cultured enough to listen to this podcast, the several scandals that occurred while I worked there did travel fast. And honestly, I'm not taking any chances. Yes.
I found out today, this was shocking.
Oh.
2 of my coworkers are straight women.
What?
No, really.
You thought they were gay?
I
Is
was
that what it
wrong.
was?
I was
okay.
wrong. Okay, that's fine. So I hear you when it comes to scandal.
Yeah. For a while, I was like, why is my gaydar so on point, but not for women? Like,
Right.
why can't I? It's because I'm into both.
Oh, because we present.
And no, it's because it actually doesn't matter. I'm just interested in women, and gay men, my brain is like, they're not interested in you, so don't waste your time.
Respect yourself.
Yeah. I didn't for a long time. My brain said gaydar, and my body said, I love him.
Is this Nicole or is this Maya?
That's me. Sorry. Okay. I'll go back. Okay.
Say whatever you want. I just want to know who's
No, it's
talking.
fine. You wanted me to talk that whole time, and now when I finally start talking, you're like, can we get back to the story? It's fine. No one cares. It's fine. I'm not taking any chances, so I will not be using any real names in the story, so you can read them all. My principal, Principal Allen, was brand new the year that I began working at Blue High School. I was transferred at the end of September, and I had heard stories about Principal Allen, stories of money fraud at previous schools and some racism to us brown people of color, although he was brown too, but I digress. Principal Allen had a right-hand man, one of the teachers, Coach Howard. Coach Howard had a reputation for mentoring a lot of the young and quote-unquote troubled girls at the high school. He taught English, but after school was the coach for the girls' soccer team. Coach Howard had supposedly been hanging out in his office after hours every day when the school was empty with a particular student from his soccer team.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
The student was also in his car every morning and every night after school.
No,
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Horrible.
I barely let you guys in my car.
I know.
Could you imagine?
I feel honored every time Grant opens his door for me.
There's obviously bigger issues there,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's absolutely the most
That
obvious
feels
red flag. Yeah.
like a immediate red flag.
Yeah.
Of course, this was all just word of mouth at this point. He could be offering her rides to school. We don't know what the home situation was like until one fateful Monday afternoon when this female student stumbled into my office saying Coach Howard had touched her inappropriately. Before I could ask more questions, my partner, another school resource officer assigned to Blue High School, burst through the office and practically teleported to Coach Howard's classroom. Hot on his heels, I sprinted into Howard's office to find my fellow student resource officer holding Howard up against the wall, basically by the throat, shouting about inappropriate touching.
It is tough when a violation of your constitutional rights is also really cool and probably justified.
Yeah. Did I intervene in this situation? My friends, no, I did not.
Yeah.
That seems fair. I stayed by the door and waited to hear what the coach's excuse for the information we had just been told, as I was too angry at what I had learned. Coach Howard denied all accusations, and after several months of Howard pleading, after several moments of Howard pleading, my partner had put him back down on the ground and let him live. Parentheses, don't get me started on my soapbox about adults finding children attractive or we'll be here all night. Later, the extent of the touching would be brought to light and we arrested Coach Howard. He would face criminal charges and get suspended from his job.
Arrested him at school?
Yeah. It doesn't say.
Okay.
Yeah. He would be released and the charges dropped. Sigh. As did many of my criminal cases, because if the state attorney did not believe the case was strong enough, he was not prosecuting it. This could be an entire other story for next time. Coach Howard did not return to school. Rumors would eventually swirl once more, and we would learn that Principal Allen had gone to bat for Coach Howard to the authorities and casted doubt on this 17-year-old student who so bravely came forward. Principal Allen was the cover-up guy, and from then on, we did not trust him. Mind you, this was only October. The entire school year, and I think this is Principal Allen's first year, the entire school year was still staring at him, holding secrets that would unfold as time went on. This is beautiful writing, by the way. I am enraptured. In February of that school year, the same incident would occur, but with an assistant principal this time. Again, covered up by Principal Allen. The same storyline would occur. Pause for anger at the system that does not believe or protect children.
It's also like the children going to this institution are legally mandated through force by the state
have to be there.
to attend this school. We would love to teach them the world of knowledge they need. The least we can do is keep them warm, safe, and fed.
Yes, literally. Yeah. There would also be several deans of students that would ask us as the SROs, student resource officers, to confiscate weed found on students. Disclaimer, I have no issues with gardening and would never put charges on kids for something I also enjoy doing. For legal reasons, I will not be sharing the timeline of when I began partaking in gardening. Gardening is a great way to put that.
Yeah. Let us know if you want to split some grapes later.
We'll bring Jacob over to cut him in half. After confiscating the weed, I had 2 legal options. 1, take it to the police department's evidence locker, or 2, allow the school to dispose of it. I always let the school dispose of it.
The choices are take the illegal substance, even if we don't think it should be legal.
Yeah.
Take the illegal substance to the law agency and dispose of it there, or
just the evidence locker.
Right.
Yeah.
But like that's where it sits, or give it to the principal you don't trust. Fascinating stuff. Okay, continue.
I always let the school dispose of it until rumors floated around that the deans were confiscating the devil's lettuce to smoke it off of the school grounds and return to their duties as normal.
Like, here's the thing about, and I've said this before on many other episodes. You grow up as a kid thinking like embezzlement, fraud.
Yeah.
Those are real smart people. But it's actually like everyone's so overwhelmed by the jobs they have to do that it's actually like the dumbest people pull it off because no one's paying attention to them.
Yep, 100%.
I mean, they always get caught because they're dumb, but like that's what starts, whatever.
They still, I mean, yeah.
That's also like them confiscating weed from students and smoking it themselves. By no means the worst thing that they are doing this school year. But
that's so hypocritical. Like it's just blatant hypocrisy. As I said, no problem with the gardening, but when you do have to provide instruction to students, there could be some issues there, you know? This too flew under the radar, thanks to who? None other than Principal Allen. In April of that school year, a group of students known to be part of the gang Bloods jumped another student known to be associated with the Crips. They jumped him inside of my office. That's bold to do that in an SRO's office. In panic, I searched for the adult in the room to break it up.
Hold on. I see you. Nicole, I fucking see you. I dared a child to climb out the window today.
Because it would be cool. I searched for the adult in the room to break it up until I had the unfortunate realization that I am the adult that must separate them. I fought 5 children that day.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
See, Grant fights with them on like a emotional and manipulative level, which is
psychological,
funny. Yeah. But having to physically fight 5 kids is so funny. Now it's funny.
I'll say this too.
Yes.
Haven't had to do it in a while. But at a couple points in my career, I have been required to like step in between like a fight. And the thing with young people, 9 out of 10 times, they're fighting because they feel like they have to, not because they're trying to land a punch. So like the actual dangerous part of stepping into a fight is not the like punches being thrown, but it's that usually a fight starts with some liquid being thrown, either chalky milk or a bottle of water, and the linoleum floor is slippery. I know many a teacher that broke up a fight and fell on their own arms, and that's what broke more so than anything else.
Wait, that's actually...
Yeah, you gotta watch where you're standing.
That's actually really funny.
New teachers, write that down.
Write that down. Master it.
You're laughing. This is my career and you're laughing.
If you haven't gotten that joke, sorry. There's a creator that I found on Instagram, I'm sure they're on TikTok too, that does like spoofs of common things that like musical theater people do when they're like entering or exiting stage. And it's like obviously sarcastic, but he's like, do you want to get lunch with
sure.
I don't, God, that was so sad for me.
It's okay.
Patty LaPone.
There it is.
Yeah. And Jennifer Samar, do you want them to call you as your emergency contact? Well, here are 5 things that you can do to like get there. And it's like, number 1, you like if you're like a young ingenue, you like have to do this, and at the end you'll go master it, and then like disappear off stage.
Give me your hand.
Yeah.
Your commitment to saying actual theater things for the spit, so admirable.
I know. It's the tism.
It's the commitment to the truth for me.
It's the tism. It's the tism. It's the tism is.
It'd be like, you want to get lunch with Audra McDonald? You better sparkle, master it. You know.
See, this is why I have him.
Matter.
This is why I have him.
They only care about the
He teaches me to
punchline.
lie. Because it's cool.
You're not the only one I've taught that to. Talking about this
What
fucked
is
up
acting
school.
anyway?
It's the words, children.
Lying.
It's the words.
Okay, I fought 5 children that day. I'm taking punches and wrestling them into a pretzel because they refuse to stop beating on this poor kid.
Right.
Another staff helped me, but my SRO partner was nowhere to be found. The jumping students were arrested, the injured student ended up being okay, and I walked away with a broken ankle.
Oh no.
Well, more like crawled away with a broken ankle.
Yeah.
Is my ankle okay now? Yes, I've had lots of physical therapy 3 times a week for 3 months and was able to avoid surgery by a miracle. Where was my SRO partner, you might ask? Word on the street was that he was at the apartment complex across the street screwing the manager of the complex. What? Nicole!
We really are here but
But
for a moment.
What?
Fuck yes. Nicole having the classic first year teacher experience where you're like, I'm the only one still trying? It's
What?
October. What do you mean I'm the only one still trying?
This is April, but still
Classic first year experience all the same.
so funny. Screwing the manager of the complex. Of course, that could never be proven because it was spread by word of mouth.
I love it, Nicole.
Although I can confirm I had met said mistress as she brought my SRO partner lunch at work often. Did I mention my partner was married with a son? And that I had also met his wife? Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I would not trust love one more time after that mess. There are so many more instances.
Maybe lock them doors and
Turn
turn
the
your
lights.
radio off. Don't worry about the pool, they'll be just fine.
What?
Because she's the property manager.
No, yeah, fair.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. There are many more instances of incidents that arose and disappeared in that school year. Frankly, I went through all of. If I went through all of them, this would turn into a dissertation, and it's already reaching MLA essay format. And I'm giving myself the ick for it. Thanks for reading my story, and I hope it fits into the theme and it makes sense because I have anxiety. Woo! Be gay, do crime, parentheses, not this kind of crime, and stay safe in President Cheeto's America. Love you both, Nicole.
Love you. Relate to that, unfortunately.
Your writing was impeccable. I love it.
Truly hilarious.
So funny. Comedic timing was really right there.
Quick little side story in
Yeah.
between Maya and I stories.
Yeah.
She recently had a chance to record something fun with Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved it because even though I wasn't there, it reminded Maya how much work she's done to mic train me. And how we've maybe taken for granted the fact that we have figured out this thing.
Tyler came in and was like, "Can I eat this peach?" And I was like, "Absolutely, you cannot."
Can I eat this fruit that's famous for being both crunchy and shockingly wet? Yes, exactly.
I was like, "I'll watch you eat it over the sink like a rat." But no, you will not be eating that on mic.
Sorry, just something about education and stuff. It just was like, oh yeah, we've also had some moments
had
of
to
learning.
teach people things.
All right, this is from Hazel, and then immediately it goes. If it wasn't clear, all the names are fake, so feel free to say hi. Word of mouth listener episode letter is just
Incredible.
the title. Okay, hello Maya and Grant. In parentheses.
Excellent.
I didn't want to choose sides, but Grant questioned Ohio's place in the Midwest, which is rich coming from a Nebraskan, and I'll do it again, you East Coasters.
Hazel, you stand your ground. You stand your ground.
How's that famous part of your state known as the North Coast? Yeah, it sounds a lot like the Midwest to me, babes.
What's
was
round and
incredible.
high in the middle?
What?
What's round and high in the middle?
What's round and high in the middle? I mean, me after some wings.
Ohio. Aileen told me that.
From Ohio.
Yeah.
And this is why you can't really hang out with me. You know? Like, I hate to say it, but you get to Iowa, and then it just gets worse from there.
I'm not going to say anything. I have friends that live there.
It goes Iowa, upstate Illinois, which is Danny, or downstate Illinois, which is the place that can't handle where Danny is from. Mike Pence's hometown, and then Ohio.
I actually
Of
don't
course,
know
driving
the
east to west.
geographic structure of the Midwest, so there's a lot of I states in there. And
They
then
all
Ohio
start with
kind
I, and they're all rectangles. How was that hard?
and Ohio kind of sounds like it starts with an I. I don't know, like vibe-wise, it starts with an I. You know what I mean? I don't know any of the Midwest states.
It's not the Midwest. That's the most important thing that you should know.
I don't know. I kind of like being against you on this.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Because you have.
And I like Ohio.
Because you enjoy a relationship that's a little adversarial.
Yeah. And I like Aileen.
Okay. So, Hazel. Recently, I was informed that my eldest brother went to a community party for the first time since moving back to our hometown. This is a person who usually gets out of going into anything. He bought flight tickets for the wrong weekend and was able to skip out on the entirety of a cousin's wedding, for example. We are Indian. We are about 100.
Oh my God.
We are Indian. We have about 100 first cousins.
Oh
this
my
is
God.
an insanely useful skill.
Yeah, that's crazy, actually.
Older brother's ability to skip events. Like, I live 7 hours away from home, and I'm still obligated to go.
Yeah.
I mean, happy to, but it's obligated.
Yeah.
Apparently, my brother took one step into the venue, immediately clocked a man he kind of marginally knew, and went to sit at a table on the farthest end of the room. He told his wife once that he had, quote, punched that guy for Hazel once. I'm Hazel, my brother's only and younger sister. That man he once punched was a couple years my senior in high school, and a man my brother doesn't even remember to this day. Let's call him Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm Hazel.
I'm Hazel. My brother's swinging. Just ask his wife.
Yeah.
Ryan and I had gone to the same elementary school and then the same high school later. I was well acquainted with his younger sisters, but honestly, never really interacted with this guy.
Okay.
A non-factor of a human being in my life. Just shoot him. That's the most devastating thing you could say about a person. A non-factor human in my life.
That's worse than side character, but I love it.
That's worse than whole milk in your pumpkin spice latte.
Hey, you take that back.
I will, because actually it was
Yeah.
delicious.
No.
Suffered the consequences, but it was worth it. It came as a great surprise to me that when Ryan found out that I, a freshman, had started dating one of the senior boys. Yes, I know. We're
get it.
still great friends, even in our 30s, though, so I think it was okay.
Hazel, I get it. I did it, and I'm not really friends with them, so.
Yeah, you know, you enter adulthood and age becomes a bit more blurry, or sometimes you're just a really hot girl at a campus that's 75% boys, and you somehow still picked what you picked. And I'm sorry, I love you, but what the fuck?
Oh, we're talking about different people.
We probably are.
I was
yeah.
talking about the senior I dated in high school.
Oh, and I was talking about the person
The
you
other
dated
one,
in
yeah.
college.
Yeah.
And not the born-again baseball Christian.
It's a really important distinction there. The one I dated in high school had lesbian moms.
Now, there was... Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. Nope, I'm going to say on task.
Oh.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Okay, so she's still friends with this guy she dated. She was a freshman. She was a senior.
Right.
They're in their 30s now. They were friends.
Yeah.
He took it upon himself to start spreading some nasty rumors about me.
What?
Ryan did. Not her boyfriend.
No.
Ryan did. A teacher who was essentially a family friend was talking to me about why I had started to wear the hijab my sophomore year when I hadn't before. It was something I'd always wanted to wear and had finally built up the courage to do so because post 9/11 Islamophobia was still crazy in 2010. 100%. Hazel, you were wearing a hijab at the exact same time my friend is wearing a hijab in Nebraska.
Oh,
and,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was. 100%.
Dude,
the teacher...
Fashion's insane with a hijab. I have dreamt. I dream of her. Continue.
This is crazy.
Okay.
What I'm about to say is crazy.
Okay.
Okay. I want you to remember all the crazy things I've said to students. Okay.
Yep.
And it all kind of fits nicely into a handful of genres. Like there's clearly some places I'm willing to like
Mean.
tease students
Yep.
about, but like otherwise like no go areas. You'll see what I mean.
Okay.
The teacher then told me
No,
he had
no.
actually heard from another teacher
No.
that I started wearing the hijab out of
No,
shame after giving my now
no.
ex-boyfriend a blowjob.
What?
The teacher was very serious and even a little worried. I bursted out laughing.
Sorry, was this high school?
Yep. A high school teacher was like, I heard you're now wearing hijab because you're ashamed of the blowjob that
Sorry,
you gave.
how does the boyfriend fit into all this?
Boyfriend is just the person she's
guy?
dating.
Okay.
Right. It's just guy. It's guy's fellow senior, Ryan, who's spreading
the-
all this shit.
That's crazy. Okay.
At one point today,
Yeah.
a student was like, Mister, do you like my Bitmoji? And they held it up and it had a shirt that said, and I'm so sorry for the colorful language here, proud gay furry. And it was ironic. Like the child,
Yeah,
the
but
child
like,
was like, isn't it funny? Like, especially if you knew the child, which you
Yeah.
kind of do, but if you knew the child,
Oh, yeah.
you would understand how deeply ironic it was.
Okay.
Like, there was no way. But I just looked at the kid and I go, man, I just can't imagine showing my teacher that 15 years ago when I was in high school.
That's so real.
You know what I mean?
Wearing a rainbow was kind of like, damn, okay.
Yeah. Listen, I was Grant Thomas with FBLA, okay? And I was stone cold straight. So, like, it was just, you know, I had a girlfriend. It was
I know,
the
which is
perfect cover.
crazy.
It was the perfect crime.
Okay, there was this kid that I went to middle school and high school with that
I so rarely pull up the gay list.
I
That was
know.
smooth writing.
High
High school.
felt good.
Thanks.
At least for you. I used to always have to get to school early because both my parents needed to be at work early. And so I would always show up at like 7 or something like that and then hang out in the library with. And I had some friends that would show up around the same time. That was fine. So one day I'm standing outside of the library and the doors haven't opened yet. So we're just standing outside and I'm like freezing. And this is middle school. And my friend comes up to me and she's like, what do you think? Give me a random guy name.
John.
What do you think of John? And I'm like, yeah, he's fine. Like, whatever. And this is like 7th, 8th grade Maya.
Okay.
I am terrified of speaking to people. I don't get comfortable speaking to people until probably junior year of high school.
Fascinating. I'm hooked right now.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, like he's fine. And she goes, okay, like, do you like it? Like, do you think he's cute? And I was like, it's one of those moments where I was like, I've
This is a
literally
trap.
never thought about that man like that before
He is
in my
essentially
life.
a non-factor in my human life.
I know this is ironic because I'm currently married to a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man, but
Mm-hmm.
my type had always been dark hair, and I didn't really care about the eyes.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
And
someone
so
watched too much
I
Grey's Anatomy.
didn't see John as that kind of person. And so I entertained the idea, right? But I was also like scared shitless. So even if I did like him, I don't think I would have done anything about it. I dated a gay man in middle school.
Yeah. I mean, who didn't?
And
But-
then complained to my my friend that would then come out as a lesbian about how to get up to kissing said gay man.
And she's like, I don't know, you could practice with me.
She was also dating a man at the point.
Good.
Anyway, crazy time frame. Then in high school.
No, what happened to...
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
In high school, we went to the same high school. Sophomore year, none of us have cars yet or can't really drive yet. And so they're opening the W line for the first time.
Okay.
And so they have a free day. And so there's like it goes right past my high school.
Right.
Because you live there now.
Right.
And so we got on it,
Oh,
took
your
it a
stop's
block.
now my stop. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
It's fucked up. It's so fucked up.
No one need me to move there.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Gorgeous house. No regrets.
So we got on it, took it a stop, took it back. And yeah, that's how I found out. He started spreading rumors about me that I was, quote unquote, sophomore year, all over his dick.
Oh, yikes. Gross.
So
listen, even as an adult now, I'm just like, gross.
I was like, literally, what the fuck is your problem, dude? And at that point, he was a lot cuter. And so I was actually really devastated by that.
Because you were both suffering the consequences, but also not enjoying the rewards.
Yes, exactly.
I hear you.
We were in biology together.
Sure. That's always good for a senior to be in science with a sophomore.
No, this was
Same grade?
Yeah, this
Okay.
was same grade. This was, yeah. And I don't know what the fuck was wrong with my biology teacher. She did random assigned seating.
Love it.
John and I randomly got put next to each other like 3 times, and I'm
Hey,
convinced
listener,
it was just a
it's
joke.
not random. When we say it's random assigned seating, it's I made some fucked up choices and I have no way to explain it to you. It's random. I put it in a system. I did not. I made some very intentional choices.
I have actually never been so mad in my life.
Yeah, she was like,
The second time, I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. The third time,
statistically, there was a chance.
this third time, people were actually like laughing at John and I's faces because we refused to look at each other for like a week.
Because the sexual tension was so intense.
I wanted to punch him in the nuts so hard.
Like I said, the sexual tension was
And
so
then
intense.
after that, I got paired with a stoner who we had to do this experiment where we were looking at hair follicles under the microscope. And he had smoked so much weed. He was like, I heard this thing that if you smoke enough weed and you like, it gets in your hair follicles, you could take out of your hair and you'll get a little high. And I was like, okay.
You really did go to
Anyway.
high school in Colorado around 2014. Hey, listeners, if you want to go ahead and write in with the timestamp from where we paused Hazel's story to right now.
Sorry.
I'd love to know how far we went. We've definitely done fivers before.
At least.
Yeah. Hazel was just told by her teacher
That she
wears a
obviously
hijab
gave a blowjob,
out of blowjob shame.
which is, it
All
doesn't make any
blowjobs.
sense. It was clearly a man.
Okay, so she is laughing.
Yeah.
You see, I am definitely on the asexual spectrum.
Iconic.
Even before I knew the label for it, it was pretty obvious a characteristic of mine. I also had heard of this rumor going around months prior, but I had no idea that it had also spread to the teachers. We hear about it first. I don't know how else to tell you. We know about it before anyone else does. We're spreading it.
It's also just a smaller group, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
I didn't take the rumor seriously anyway, and didn't understand why anyone else would. A friend of mine told me about it when Ryan had first conjured it up. He told me their tennis coach had to pull Ryan and another friend of mine apart because they were yelling at each other about the whole thing. So her friend was like
Yeah.
defending her to Ryan.
Incredible, iconic.
Before you get the wrong idea, my high school was so extremely suburban and also country at the same time. I get it. I went to one of those. Think of Euphoria and then take 100 to take a 180.
Fair enough. I can see it.
Sexcapades were not a common occurrence amongst my peers.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Ryan didn't stop making stuff up. Eventually, it spread past the school grounds and to my brother, who was attending college in another city. I never complained to my brothers about anything because they are all fiercely protective and I simply do not find bullies worth the effort. That's some deep work that you have done.
Yeah, that's some therapy talk.
Worth the effort. Somehow, Big Bro still heard, and the next time he ran into Ryan, he punched him and warned him to keep my name out of his mouth.
Hell yeah.
I guess it finally got through to Ryan.
Good.
I do not condone violence, but I can't help but feel a little warm and fuzzy inside knowing that, to this day, my brother hates a random nobody on my behalf. What better gift could a sibling ask for?
Wait.
I know this was a long read. I hope it wasn't too much. I adore your podcast and the two of you. Finally, people other than myself who quote Apple on a regular basis. No one ever recognizes what I'm referencing, and I will never stop.
Don't.
All the best.
It's actually
Hazel.
so funny. It comes in waves.
I'm going to talk about this more on Patreon later tonight.
Yeah.
But Griffin and I had a really sweet conversation earlier today. We've both recently purchased YouTube TV for sports,
Yes.
which does mean we've just purchased cable.
Yeah.
Is what it means.
Yep.
And so
It's like the same price too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting over here like, fuck, this service is convenient.
So convenient, right?
Like preparing to cancel my other subscriptions just for YouTube TV.
I love YouTube TV.
Yeah. Anyways, Griffin texts me, I'm watching Barbie on TNT, like with commercials. Like I could stream it right now, but I'm just watching it on TNT.
I do that frequently.
Yeah, I
Just
go-
because it's on.
I go, don't tell Greg, our father.
Yeah.
And then I go, honestly, it's giving huge Forrest Gump energy, which is the show on TNT that you will just pause your afternoon and just fucking watch, you know?
I get it.
I love it, brother.
I have one more story. One
Go
more short
ahead.
story.
Before the other 3 actual
Yep,
stories
yeah.
we have told. Good.
Someone that you kind of know, Mime Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, also, like, that'd be a fun special guest to bring back this
I
fall.
need to text him. I haven't texted him in a really
should.
long time. One of my close friends, he was a year younger than me and in choir with me, so I was super close with him. And gay, so obviously super close with him because apparently I collect them. And his Grant's seen it. He had an older brother that was a year older than me and also happened to go to my college, School of Mines.
Okay.
And I house sat for their parents quite a bit when they were out of town. They had 2 elderly dogs that like needed a lot of attention. They had some chickens and some goats. Honestly, best house sitting experience ever because I got to like cosplay
Amish.
Yeah, I got to cosplay being Amish or like Little House on the Prairie for like a week, and also like live by myself because I was in college at the time. And that was when I found out. I like went and got coffee with my friend at some point. I think it was just before maybe I was set to house sit for them this one time. And he told me that his parents and his brother got into like a quote unquote fight because his brother wanted to invite me to his fraternity formal.
So hot. I'm reading the book.
His parents were like, we need her to house sit for us. And they're on the same weekend. So you can't. Anyway, I've never really talked to that guy again. So
Okay, so I'm going to house it, but I'm going to run to the frat party real quick. Grab a handful of popcorn.
Triple. What if it's a cash bar? Yeah. Which I think about that at least once a month.
That's an adorable story.
I know.
I love that so much. Hey, for Patreon, let's just do funny stories from high school that we have not shared yet.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Apparently, because I have a lot of them.
Yeah,
I don't remember any
Turns
of them.
out these stories are actually prompting because I have a whole host of stuff I've like
incredible.
literally never talked to you about.
Yeah.
Like the one time my brother invited the younger brother of my gay awakening to his bachelor party. I can't believe I've ever told you that before.
That was while we had this podcast.
No, it was.
Jesus
No, believe me.
Christ.
Look at me. I know it was.
I know what you did on that trip, too.
You have a little story for us.
This is from Terra.
Had a couple grapes.
This is from Terra, they, them. Hello, Well I Laughed cast and crew. I have a roommate's stories to tell you.
Amazing.
You have permission to use my name and pronouns, which are Terra and they, them. Also, I have severe dyslexia, so forgive for any spelling or grammatical errors. Writing this knowing a teacher may read it is honestly terrifying. Don't worry, I'm reading it.
I forget that I'm that person that you're referencing. I'm like, who?
And honestly, I think I just kind of scan things and then say what my brain thinks it is, so you're fine.
I've been saying this a lot recently. Hey, listen. 2 teaching certificates, 2 degrees, 2 decades of teaching experience. No idea.
I'm just winging it.
100% I am.
Okay. Back in the day, 2016 to 2019, when I was a fresh, new little 18-year-old, I got a quote-unquote apartment with my childhood friend, we'll call him E, and my, at the time, boyfriend. The boyfriend promptly lied about having a job, stole my savings and E's savings, and fucked right off. He didn't even take his things. Parentheses, never trust love one more time. I see you, Grant. This is the second story I've read in a row. Not even intentionally that has said, don't trust love one more time. Okay. So my cousin S and later my cousin A. So we now have 2 cousins.
Pause. Bitch, is that your passport?
Yeah. Girl, if I don't keep it somewhere I can see it, I will not find it. I don't know what you want. I accidentally took my social security card to Prague with me because I keep them together.
I want you to know that my house is now so organized that if it goes somewhere and it's not there, I confidently know I have lost possession of it because someone took it. Like,
Well, also you have people breaking in, so.
Correct. No, I was looking for a ceramic squirrel the other day and I was like,
They took it.
it's for sure not here. And then turns out I actually never had it, but I had already designated its spot in my house.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, sorry. That was all.
Yeah, that is my
substance.
passport.
We're back.
Anyway. So my cousin S and later my cousin A moved in. So we have childhood friend E and then 2 cousins S and A.
Amazing.
To help us pay the bills. So my cousins moved in to help us pay the bills and because they needed a place to stay. Now, I need to clarify some things about this so-called apartment complex. In the 80s and 90s, when my parents' generation was young and wild, this so-called apartment complex, which is actually just a hotel now, was being rented out completely unrenovated at full apartment prices. Mm-hmm. So like $900 a month for about 300 square feet.
2018, though, when you could live somewhere for $900 a month.
Crazy. This was the place where they all went to smoke meth and party back in the day, that the hotel was, before it turned into an apartment complex. Okay. The place was so bad that I actually want you to say its name because they made me that mad when I lived there.
What's it called?
Do we say it?
Yes,
Okay.
100% we do.
Is the Iron Horse Inn, yes, named after the bike race, and now it's called Red Cliffs, quote-unquote, apartment. Still unrenovated. Fuck that place. Grant's doing it. Google.
I am 100%. Keep going.
I think it might be in Colorado. Now, at this point, you may be thinking, that's a lot of people and money for that amount of space. And you would be correct. Yeah, wait, that's 4 people in 300 square feet. That's wild.
300 square feet?
Yeah. $900 a month. Yeah. Okay. However, as Denverites, you know how small town Colorado can be. I was in Durango at the time. Parentheses, I still carry stickers. I still carry a stickers Nalgene TM. So, same. So as 18-year-olds, we had really no choice. A real one-bed apartment was like $2,000 to $3,000 a month. And as working youths from local poor families, we just made it work. Now to get to the meat of it. I think the best way to give it to you is 2 messy lists, then any good short anecdotes I think about the lists. I'll break it down into people and then environment. Let's get into it. I love our audience. They get me. Okay, the people. The slumlord we had was a predatory gay man who aggressively hit on any man he saw in the neighborhood. My friend E and cousin S, who are both gay men, were included in that. It got to the extent that I was the only one who could go get the mail for us because I was the only one he wouldn't harass. I'm assigned female at birth. Our neighbor to the left was a scary looking tweaker man who is actually pretty nice and obsessed with the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I hope they mean the band, but I get all answers.
It's all capitalized, so I do
Okay,
think the band.
good.
Honestly, both.
Yeah, like
Why
I said,
not?
I get all answers.
Yeah.
It's a great chili region, Durango.
It's true. If you don't know, now you know. About a year into us living there, he had his 3 pretty teenage daughters come move in with him, and all the freaks in the neighborhood started harassing the girls, so his solution was to buy them 3 pit bulls and train them to only listen to those girls. This was terrifying, but effective. The dogs chased me often.
And correct me if I'm wrong, season 1, episode 1 of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's actually like season 8 or
Dire
something like
wolf
that.
situation. No, they get them as puppies. Like first episode.
I'm thinking about way later with Ramses. Okay. At the time, I was an in-home caretaker for seniors and disabled people, and one of my clients lived in the neighborhood. This woman was an eccentric old drug addict who practiced witchcraft, like my Gigi. Regularly, when I would clean her house, I would pick up what I thought was a pile of trash, only to have her come over to me frantically telling me that it was one of her kites and to not throw it away. Her cat was also addicted. Parentheses, I once built her a couch. The cat or the woman?
What?
I have questions.
Okay.
Okay. I mean,
It's happening.
no, you're
In
so right
Durango.
about all these people being very interesting. I'm gripped. I would read a book about a random person moving into this town.
And the rumors in that complex have to be crazy.
Iconic.
Because they're so true.
Yes.
You know?
There's true- yes.
There's too many wild true things happening for me to make up false
Any
things.
lies.
Right,
Yeah.
100%.
There was a man whose name I never knew 2 doors down to the right, and he was, well, crazy. His apartment was filled with random trash and bike parts, no furniture at all. Almost every single day, at different intervals, he would blast classical music as loud as he could. I don't know where from. And stand at his open door and hold odd poses at times for like 40 minutes before switching into a no pose. He never spoke. He did scream, though.
And I loved him.
Listen,
He screamed.
I'm not obsessed with the screaming. I am a little obsessed with everything else. I am a little bit of a hoarder. So then there was a man named Pierre who had an obsession with cousin S, who would stand by the dumpster and peek out to us, peek out at us, watching us party and talk after work. We eventually got used to it because he never did anything except ask for cigarettes and stare at us. Every summer, some shitty company that hated its employees would rent 2 to 3 units. Corporate housing, baby. They would fill these units with 30 to 60 Mexican contractors.
Oh, shit. That's so different than I thought it was
Yeah,
going to be.
I thought it was going to be like some poor intern. That's horrifying.
Oh, my God.
I hope they weren't. I hope it was like a rotation thing.
Yeah, not all at once.
Yeah. I honestly have no idea how those poor men were dealing with the situation.
Yeah.
Moving on to the environment.
Just as a reminder, it's those men that our current administration thinks is like a threat and undermining the U.S. economy, wherein is instead they're like, their slave wage labor is the reason why most of you can like afford to have fruit smoothies. And it's just absolutely needs the only thing they are a threat to is the moral superiority the Christian right claims to have. Please
Address
continue.
the fucking sexual assault issues in the church before we start like randomly blaming a different ethnicity for it, you know? Okay, the environment. Where to even start? There was no sink in the supply closet sized bathroom of any unit.
Oh.
Just a tub and a toilet with a door that opens so close it could actually touch the tub. The next bullet. The floor plan was lofted, so about 80 feet of it was stacked on top.
Yeah, okay.
What? But don't worry, they didn't build any walls or a door at the top of the stairs, so we definitely had no privacy. Our $900 a month rent was actually $100 less than everyone else because the last renter's dog had ripped up the entire carpet. So they offered us a discount just to live with it, so we did. I have questions. Was it hardwood underneath, or are you dealing with the stuff that's underneath carpet? You know?
And after you're done answering that question, I also feel like I am the kind of person that can compartmentalize. That I would be
fine with that.
I would make a sink I would make a bathroom without a sink work.
Yeah.
Like I really would.
Yeah.
Like
No, I get it.
I think I would be grateful for sinks. Like when I would
For the
travel
rest of my
and
life.
I would go to hotels
Yes.
and stuff. But like for reals, I'd be like, no, it's like. That's why we have Mrs. Myers right there next to the tub, so that way you can just like run the faucet
10 out of 10.
and actually gets hot super quick.
It's running water. That's all I need.
Have you noticed how long it takes for sinks to get warm? You don't have that issue with a tub. I'm already there.
Grant is already silver linings
Your
it.
experience sounds awful, but I'm just saying, like, I have been in not like exact same situations, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and you're just like,
You're going to love some of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Main windows were sealed shut.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of that bullet point.
okay.
Next one. There was no weather stripping on any doors. Parentheses, doors, LOL, plural, as if we got more than one door. So in the fall, leaves would blow in under the door and fill the room. Next one. Anything that wasn't nailed down was stolen. I couldn't even keep an empty soda can on the outside window, like, what is it called?
Windowsill?
Windowsill. Yes. I couldn't remember the name. So, on the outside windowsill to put my cigarettes out in. Next, you couldn't leave the laundry room unattended because people would take your wet clothes.
Right.
Also, the washers didn't really clean. They just got your stuff wet.
Oh.
I had a friend actually that, I'm not trying to silver linings you, by the way. I just had a friend that also hated that she had like a public laundry. And so
Sure.
she bought one of those like old timey, like,
In the bathtub?
yeah, she did it in the bathtub.
Okay.
When she had like only a few things that she needed to wash. Yeah. I love her.
I'm air drying more and more stuff every year because
Yeah.
I like some of the stuff that I've now
Yeah.
bought that I'm like, I don't want to put it
you
through
have
like
to walk
an
past
oven.
the rack of my clothes every time we get into the studio.
So often I don't even remember that
Yeah,
it's
I know.
there. Yeah.
Okay. People would hook up in the laundry room bathroom, probably because there was no privacy in the units. And at least the laundry room bathroom had a sink.
Well, that's kind of hot.
I did participate in this once.
See, she's silver lining
She
it too.
gets it. Next, because it used to be a hotel, there was a pool. So I guess that was fun. The landlord's
Ooh.
unit overlooked the pool, though. So it ended up a girls-only pool by default after all the men got sick of him. Remember, the landlord is
Right.
a predatory gay man.
That's actually kind of beautiful a little bit. That
At least it's not predatory towards women.
well, it's just kind of like, wow, the one time at Uno reverses.
Yeah,
you know,
the one time.
still a man that's objectifying
It's
people,
true.
though. Really important to
Yeah,
note
remember
that, as well.
that, Republicans. So next one. Also, because it was a hotel. Oh, this is the bullet point where I was like, I have to read the story. Because it is a hotel, there were maintenance hallways behind the walls of the units. Much like the one the girl was hiding in the Prince listener story.
A crazy story.
I think about that
all the time.
yeah, a lot. We would hear the slumlord talking to people behind our bathroom wall. No need to worry about a two-way mirror, though, because we didn't have a mirror.
Well, yeah, where would you put it? Over the toilet? They don't have a sink, Maya.
Okay, there's a bar that we go to every once in a while.
Uh-huh.
And you go to the toilet, and there's a floor-length mirror right in front of the toilet.
Hold on.
It's actually
Are you
like
talking about the tiny little bathrooms that they've recently renovated?
yes.
Okay.
You like sit down and you're just full. It's not even just your face. You're staring your whole body.
At a different restaurant that we
Yeah.
go to regularly, the urinal is situated to where
yeah.
you can't not make eye contact with people when you're walking in.
I've heard about this urinal
Yeah,
quite a bit.
100%. And here's the thing. I know I'm the kind of person that you would think finds that exciting. I don't.
Similar to the urinal situation at
Because
Shambhala.
do you know what's behind the person walking in? The entire fucking
bar.
restaurant.
Yep. Yeah. Next bullet. There were exposed wires hanging in front of our door that, that definitely got wet all winter.
Oh, yikes.
In the lofted part was a window that you could actually use to crawl out of and sit on the roof. We actually loved that. That actually sounds so romantic.
So dangerous.
I know, but
that's the one window that's not sealed.
Yeah, but that's like such a perks of being a wallflower, like John Green-esque moment.
If I'm splitting, and it's Nicole, right?
Yes.
Nicole, I'm assuming you're
Oh,
splitting
sorry,
this
no, this is not Nicole. This is Terra.
Terra, I'm assuming you're splitting this 900 apartment.
300 square foot,
Right.
$900.
But you're splitting it like 3 or 4 ways.
4, yeah.
Right. I would live in a situation like this if I only had to pay $200 a month.
Yeah.
Because I would just be in London and New York.
That's
and
fair,
I would
saving
be everywhere
everything
else all
Yep,
the time.
Yeah.
You know?
I have thought about figuring out a way to get up onto our roof because we do have like a little.
You have so many different ways to get onto your
I know,
roof.
and I want to. Casey's going to yell at me though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
a balcony.
I know, but I want to
Okay.
feel dangerous. Don't look at me. Okay. The next bullet. Because we were lucky and fortunate, underneath the stairs was a fridge scaled down about twice, so not a mini fridge. So not quite a mini fridge, but the freezer was not big enough to put an oven pizza into.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, we also had a small stove. Many of our neighbors did not have a refrigerator or a stove and would use hot plates for camping and mini fridges. I felt really bad for them.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy that you got that $100 discount for having the
Right.
carpet.
Right.
Yeah, torn
Meanwhile,
up.
you have
The
actual
stove and mini
utilities.
fridge. That's
Yeah.
wild. I mean, don't look a gift horse in the mouth,
How
I
do you
guess.
think electric bills were split at that place?
That's a really good question.
you.
That's really interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah. The slumlord didn't want to pay the plows, so every year he would get, oh my God, in Durango, that's crazy. So every year we would get trapped into the neighborhood, which was itself sunken into the ground, which meant you would have to drive up one of 2 hills. Most years, the neighbors would all have to get together with cookie sheets and sleds and whatever and dig ourselves out of the neighborhood once everyone ran out of food, liquor, cigarettes, and couldn't call into work any longer. This also happened to me. This is a parentheses. Okay, this also happened to me at my childhood apartment complex, like 5 miles up the road as well. Being poor in Colorado is not for the weak.
No. Also, that sentence sounds like something Anthony Bourdain would write.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, I don't know what to
The
say to
fact
that.
that food was first, but not the only thing on the
Liquor
list.
and cigarettes
Liquor and cigarettes
immediately
as well.
followed, and then also I can't call into work again was last.
Yes.
Okay. That's me, by the way. Everyone who had a car used that car as a living room since the units were so small. So most days you would see people talking, drinking, smoking weed, and hanging out in their cars as if it was normal, us included. The neighborhood had such a bad reputation in the town that homeless people wouldn't even come sleep behind our trash cans. I mean, you can't win them all, but you did win that one, I think.
I mean, it just sounds like this neighborhood had a lot of affordable housing in it.
Next bullet, the bears would come down from the mountain all summer, every winter. How did you get Grant to show up like that?
At this point, I'm just funny. At this point, I'm just imagining it is a fort that they man with rifles on like
cookie
the outer,
sheets.
on like the outer limits of. It's like
This is a Monty Python sketch.
It like sways
sketch.
in the wind a
Yes.
little bit. Like I'm.
And they're all sitting on the roof.
Terra, you're doing a beautiful job painting a picture.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
I can see it. Yeah. The bears would come down from the mountains all summer, every summer, to get our trash. No, the slumlord didn't get bear-proof trash cans or pick up the trash. Next.
It's just like technically a place you could put your trash, and then it'll stay there.
Until the bears come to take it away, as nature demands.
Imagine having to take out the garbage at like 10 p.m. and there's just bears there.
Some apartments have raccoons, some have squirrels, some have bears.
And this is how you know that the landlord absolutely had a type, because no one ever cat calls us bears. Thanks.
Interesting. Okay. Sometimes there would be people or bears hiding in the dumpster.
Terra, we're laughing because you're laughing. I need to make sure this is clear.
That's crazy.
This is actually a human rights violation.
This
but
is
if you find
horrible.
it funny.
Okay, the big main Durango newspaper would openly talk shit about our neighborhood and everyone who lived in it in the editorials. They once even ran a piece that said, and I quote, "If you're too poor to live in Colorado, then you should just leave."
Oh.
Okay, I mean, fuck them, right? Like,
Yeah.
you were living.
Right.
That's fine.
Also, let's not act like that community didn't absolutely depend on the kind of labor that was being paid so poorly that they could only afford to live there.
Yeah.
It's not like you guys were there because you were like, ooh, I love this indoor-outdoor bear-adjacent style of living. It was that there were jobs your community thought were needed, and then also that your community thought those jobs didn't deserve a better wage.
No.
And now this is the byproduct of those decisions that the community
And also,
at
no one
large
was
made.
checking into the
Right.
housing violations
Right.
that slumlord was
Like, I don't know. I think Maya and I were radicalized by like basic human kindness and like a couple of Lutheran nuns.
And like Hamilton, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
For one of us. Continue.
I learned about civics through Hamilton.
I want to know what happens to the bears.
Okay. That's enough of the list. I think we're getting the picture. So now she's going to give us some anecdotes.
Okay.
Okay. This is the first one. In our last summer living at the Iron Horse, all the 20-somethings decided separately, but in the same week, to go steal potted plants from Walmart. Parentheses, all one word, PK2 crime. For 2 wonderful months, we all thoroughly enjoyed our daily gardening until one day the slumlord decided to send out a notice saying that if we didn't all bring our potted plants inside to our basically lightless boxes of units, that he would personally throw away everybody's potted plants. And he did just that. We were collectively devastated.
Not a plant gay. Gotcha.
Not a potted. Yeah. Grant is a potted plant gay, if that's not clear. Hi. Once the slumlord saw me walking into town and decided to give me a ride. And since I knew he was only creepy to men, I decided to take it. During the drive, he told me up and down how he had found a trans woman in Denver to be deeply in love with, and he had never felt anything like this before, showing me pictures of her and the whole 9. That night, when I got home from work, Cousin S informed me that later that same day, Slumlord had offered to give us a month free of rent in exchange for S's nudes. I felt bad for the girl in Denver, but a free month of rent was nice. That's a lot to process.
I was prepared for you to be like, but fortunately S said no. And then you and I riff a little bit like how a month of rent of free is like
A month of rent, free month of rent is a free month of rent.
And you being like, well, I felt bad for the trans woman he was now at least somewhat cheating on sexually, emotionally.
Yeah.
Thank God my cousin was willing to give up his nudes to it.
Listen,
Interesting.
would you give your nudes if you were in that situation? I would.
For an entire free month of rent?
Yeah. For everyone in your apartment?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
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 That's a
Also, there's a little bit where
good
it's
big
like,
going rate.
Wait, you think I'm cute enough to...
You want to pay $900
$900 cute
worth
enough?
of nudes?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Here's the thing, though. You don't get to have my phone number.
No, that's actually so fair.
I will email it
WhatsApp
to you
only.
from a burner phone or whatever. You don't get my phone number.
I will fax it to you.
And this is why, when you're presented with this situation in life, you take 15 minutes to figure out what your terms are.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. Boundaries are good.
If they're willing to waive an entire month of rent for your nudes, they can wait another 15 minutes as you figure out how you deliver them. Okay? Value yourself.
No, I get it. Okay. We once got our apartment to sleep 9 people. People were everywhere, all over the floors. It was crazy. I really don't know how the Mexican work crews were doing it in their tiny units with as many of them as they would shove in there. I tried to give them cigarettes and liquor when I could. That's
Terra.
really nice of you, Terra.
So proud of you.
They were like, who is that person over there?
Yeah. What's going on here? But they gave us a bunch of hooch and cigs, so Let's get these oven mitts out and start digging out their cars.
I'll get the cookie tray. Okay. It truly was the best of times, and it was truly the worst of times.
We
in
love
that
Adele and
shitty, decrepit hotel that we called home. We cried, partied, fought, laughed, went hungry, solved problems, and forged a friend group. A friend group that is so strong that even now, like right now, I am preparing, parentheses, from my nice, normal Albuquerque apartment for our annual gays, girls, and goths trip. We all live in different parts of the country now, but once upon a small mountain town, we were roommates. Thank you guys so much if you read this. I love the show. I've been a listener since the beginning. I have so much fun trying to guess what your topics are going to be based on your episode names. And I love listening to your little catch-ups in the beginning and all about you guys' wonderful friend group, which reminds me so much of my own. With love and tits out, Terra.
Thank you, Terra.
Terra, that was beautiful.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yeah, that was... I'm sorry that you lived through that, but it sounds like you're living it up in Albuquerque now.
Truly every year of my life has just been wonderful and filled with surprises and challenges and wonderful people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that part's done. Maybe the happiest I've ever been.
Okay.
Junior year of college. Okay, so Jacob and Lydia haven't fucked off to Europe to do a semester abroad. Right.
Jacob went with her?
Well, get how annoying and perfect they are. Jacob studied in London. Lydia studied in Northern Italy.
Yeah.
So they would just meet in the weekends in Paris for date weekend trips.
I hate them.
Isn't it so gross? Like,
Lydia picked him up from the workout tonight, and I was like, oh, is Mom here? And he was like, yeah, she didn't want me to bike in the rain. I was like...
we know Mom's car is parked on the sidewalk. Yeah. Get in. We gotta go to Costco still. We have 8 errands to run.
She had just come from Target.
You don't know any of the errands we gotta run, but we gotta run them right now.
She was buying, and I quote, Jell-O shot supplies.
Oh, good. She has people over on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
She said she was gonna do it this weekend. Interesting. I'll talk to her about it. So, junior year of college, it's me, Jacob, and my friend Sam. Boy Sam, not one of the many other Sams.
Many other Sams,
Sam.
yes.
We are renting a $800 a month apartment in
days.
2014. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We're in college. We're all together. We own nothing. We're so broke. We are unplugging appliances when we're not using them.
You were Tyler.
Yes. I refused to work a single minute longer than I needed to afford my real lifestyle, which was drinking plastic
Expensive.
vodka, plastic bottle vodka. So completely, I mean, in that way college kids are, but like so completely broke and devoid of anything valuable that when we hosted people over to our apartment, they had to take the things off my desk in my bedroom and bring it out to the living room. So there'd be like places to put things. Because other than I fold a card table in the corner, just a gorgeous time.
Yeah.
It's there I learned how to break a beer bottle in a way that you can turn it into a shiv, okay? And as you would walk around, you could feel the holes between your apartment and the apartment below. But during the winter,
disconcerting.
All the heat rose up through it.
Oh.
And that was really nice, especially the week we didn't have any heat because the pilot light went out and we didn't know what to do. And we were afraid to call management because we had technically only put 2 names on the lease.
Oh.
And there were 3 of us living there. And the third person was going to be an extra $100.
No.
Fortunately, Sam, whose name was on the lease, he lived out of a duffel bag and an air mattress. So eventually we got so cold, we deflated the air mattress, put it all in a trunk, and then called security over.
Yeah, that seems
and
fair.
They walked into what had to have been at least one of the saddest apartments in that entire complex. And I've never been happier.
No. I mean, I get it.
I have a beautiful home full of like interesting art pieces and like gorgeous pieces of furniture.
But
and, like,
once upon a time.
No, for reals.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, I lived in a place whose carpet was gray and it was white when they installed it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I do.
Take me back.
I mean, look at this rug.
I actively try not to.
It's not bad right now.
No, it's not.
Compared to what it was like previously.
All right. So this is an episode. This is a listener story for the theme last time.
Okay.
Eye of the Beholder.
Right.
But it's specifically around my Jane Elliott episode.
Incredible.
So I wanted to share it.
Yes.
Hi, homos. I refuse to pick a side. I am a Libra.
I don't know what that means. I have determined that I need a astrology consultant to teach me.
I think stick away from Libra men. And this person's
Libra's like the balancing act, right? Is it like the justice?
I think for Libra women, yeah, I think so. I think Libra men are kind of infamous. Write in if we're wrong. I mean,
do you have a bad experience with a Libra man?
I don't ever keep them around long enough to figure out what their star sign is. I am too care enough about them. Listen, I know 2 Tauruses and 2 Geminis. My plate's full.
You know 3 Geminis.
And 3 Tauruses. Wait, who's the 3rd Gemini?
Casey.
Right, but he's so quiet about it.
He's a May Gemini.
Long-time listener, first-time emailer, not a Patreon member yet because I'm broke as fuck, but one day, fingers crossed. My name's Tony, he, him, and you can totally use my name.
Oh my God.
So my story is loosely related to the exercise Jane Elliott ran, but with an Asian twist.
Ooh.
Let me tell you about the time I watched a whole Caucasian high school classroom get uncomfortable and confront their racism in real time.
I love it.
Let me introduce the characters.
Da 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 da.
Good.
Thank you.
Me, a 17-year-old closeted, though that doesn't matter to the story.
Thanks for the additional information. It does color it in a little bit.
It does. Vietnamese Canadian, born and raised in Ottawa, our nation's capital. I speak Vietnamese, but only with the vocabulary of like a 4-year-old.
Same. Da 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 da.
My high school co-op teacher. Babe, I want you to know I waited for you to explain that in this email. No idea what a co-op teacher is. My co-op teacher. I hate this woman. I don't even remember her name, but I will call her Miss Karen. I skipped the co-op. I skipped a co-op in class one time. They happen bi-weekly. All of this is foreign to me. I don't know any of this. It's maybe a homeroom thing. So I skipped a co-op class one time because they happen bi-weekly. She caught me, and from then on, she treated me like her nemesis. At the time, I hated her. But after listening to your podcast and hearing Grant say something like, quote, you can't make hating a child your whole personality as a teacher, I just pity her. That's super healthy.
Not what I got from Grant telling me that.
Let me have this.
Da 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 da.
Mrs. Wynn. I love this lady. She was my Miss Honey. Hands up for a Matilda reference. Woo woo.
Hell
we
yeah.
are my 90s babies at Tony. Welcome. Truly. She was just so kind and such a lovely person. I was never quite sure of her role at the school. I only ever bumped into her whenever she was acting as a translator for Vietnamese or Cantonese parents or ESL students.
Co-op is like a apprenticeship kind of.
Okay.
It seems like.
For what?
It's a co-op or teacher can refer to a couple things. So maybe it's like a co-teacher, or it could be a teacher specializing in a subject with special education needs, or a program that integrates classroom learning with practical paid work experience.
Okay, great to know. So far we have Tony, Miss Karen, Miss Nguyen, and
da 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 da.
The rest of the students doing co-op. All white, not my friends.
Incredible. Yeah, that seems fair. I get it. I went to a school that was
story,
like,
I was like, it kind of hits both of us a
yeah,
little bit.
it really does.
Not my friends, not my enemies. I just avoided them like the plague. Oh, hold on. Quick aside. Not sure if co-op is the same everywhere, but here in Ottawa, a high school co-op cooperative education course allows students to earn secondary school credits, but by completing a supervised work placement in their community that is related to their classroom learning. I kind of skim them.
Yeah, so Grant didn't read the entire email.
No, because I like to be surprised too.
I skim it, yeah.
Sorry, Tony. Okay, on to the story. So I'm sitting here in one of those aforementioned co-op classes, and I'm hating my life. Mrs. Karen walks in and announces that we have a special guest today. I see Miss Nguyen in the background and immediately perk up.
Yeah.
She announces that today, Mrs. Nguyen will be giving a presentation on, quote, diversity.
Oh.
No joke. Miss Karen raised her hands in air quotes when she said the word diversity.
The fuck?
Right. Super gross.
Whoa.
Yeah,
and also you bring in the person that's not white to do that. That seems
right. And she's
good.
there already. And you're like, she's going to talk to you all about diversity.
Diversity.
Right. Mrs. Nguyen walks up to the front of the class and in perfect English introduces herself. She sees me near the back of the class. I wouldn't be caught dead at the front of the class with Miss Karen.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't blame you either. And immediately runs over to me. We're all a little stunned, but she runs over to me, crouches down and whispers, "Hi, honey. How are you? How are you? How is your Vietnamese?"
Fucking incredible. I love what she's doing. No notes, actually.
I respond with a, it's okay, I guess. She says, great, can you hand out these papers in a minute? I smile politely and I say, sure. She hands me the stack of papers and runs back up to the front. Once she is back up there, she stops, turns around to face the class, smiles, and begins to speak only in Vietnamese. I will remind you that this class is made up entirely of Caucasian English speaker individuals, plus myself. The energy in the room shifts. Everyone is confused.
Oh my God.
Miss Karen is sitting at her desk, scrunching her nose in confusion. It is amazing.
Yeah, that's the whole point, Karen.
Yeah. I love it. This is the diversity you were afraid of. At this point, I look down at the papers that Mrs. Nguyen has handed me and realize the whole form
is in Vietnamese. I love that.
So, Mrs. Nguyen is up at the front speaking only in Vietnamese, and she announces that the lesson today is simple. Fill out the form. She gestures to me to begin handing out the forms, and one by one, desk by desk, I get to watch the students' reactions. Some are confused.
Oh, that must have been a beautiful moment for you, Tony.
Just boom.
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 The power I would have felt. It might have actually changed my childhood if I had a teacher do this to me. I don't think I would have been fluent in Japanese by that point, but.
We will fold up this podcast once we get to the bottom of what the fuck high school did to you.
Elementary school, I think, was the start of it all.
Okay, we have time for a prequel.
High school healed some things later.
Some are confused, some look around, some are hit with full frustration. One of the popular girls raises her hands, interrupts Mrs. DeWin with, is this assignment going to count towards our grades? I fucking love that question, by the way. I come to the Patreon. I have thoughts about grade policy.
Incredible.
She responds back only in Vietnamese. I am living.
Yes!
Mrs. Nguyen in Viet. All right, class. So the first box is asking for your name. Can everyone please fill out their name? Silence. Me starts scribbling my name. The whole class, including Mrs. Karen, hears me scribbling and begins to stare daggers at me. The student sitting beside me, in a voice a little above a whisper, says, what are you writing? Without missing a beat, Miss Nguyen swoops in and in Vietnamese begins to berate this kid. Excuse me, young man. You should be filling out this form on your own. Tony certainly doesn't know your name. How can someone come here and fill out a form? It's quite simple. How can you not know how to do this? She eventually shows him my form. Scared and confused from the attention, he stammers in English. I put my name here, right? Miss Nguyen nods and the entire class puts their name in the box.
Get this woman a Nobel Peace Prize.
Absolutely.
I'm obsessed with her.
I mean, she's picking
the dedication
violence,
to the something has happened to her.
I'm waiting for her to speak Vietnamese and just say her true thoughts about some of these children.
My mom did that.
Yeah, I believe that to you, right?
Nope.
Okay. Do we need to cut that?
No. Okay. No. It's really funny, and I've talked to her about it because I think it's hilarious. But she would be with her friends in Japan,
right?
And it was actually really funny when I went back. I hadn't gone for a really long time, and then I went after high school, and my mom had been so out of it in terms of being able to switch between English and Japanese that we were unloading our suitcases from the taxi at my aunt's apartment. And she leans into me and speaks in rapid fire Japanese because she had been speaking in Japanese to everyone else so far.
Right.
And I just look at her and I was like, the fuck? And she was like, oh, will you help him with the suitcases? I'm worried about him because he's old. And I was like, okay, this trip's going to be weird. And then she was with her friends and I kept hearing my name and I was like, you son of a bitch.
You're talking about me. I just know it. I don't know what, but I know it's me.
And then they would laugh. So.
I didn't have that experience. I'm sorry. Back to Tony. The next box is asking for your address. Mrs. Nguyen begins to walk around the classroom, asking people what their addresses are in Vietnamese. There are a lot of ums and ahs and confused looks. Finally, she gasps in a bit of frustration and walks over to me and says in Vietnamese, quote, Tony, can you please let the class know your address? You can say it in English. Let's throw all these people a bone. So I loudly say, first in Viet, my address is blank, and then in English, I announce my address. The class catches on and begins to scribble their address down in the next box. Now here's the fun part.
Incredible.
The next box was asking for your phone number. Miss Nguyen winks at me and says, all right, let's have some fun. She asks me to walk up to the front of the class and write down my phone number. So I walk up and I write my phone number on the box, realizing this is the answer to the next box. The rest of the class scribbles it down. Can I also say real quick, I love my job And I think it's really important to keep like a healthy mindset that like
Yeah.
you do hold a position of power over these people that's just been reinforced socially.
Yeah.
These children are filling out name, home address, and phone number in a form written entirely in a different language because someone is vaguely suggesting they do it. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, kids are kids.
No, I just think it's so interesting.
It's wild, yeah.
She then asks me to say my phone number out loud, but this time she specifically tells me to say it in Vietnamese. So one by one, down the line of numbers, I say each one clearly in Viet for my class to hear. The students are awestruck. They don't know what to do with themselves. Now here's the even better part. She walks over to Miss Karen and asks her to walk up to the board to write her phone number. Again, she's only speaking in Vietnamese. So there's a bit of a back and forth. And with a mixture of some charades, as well as physically leading Miss Karen up from her desk, she is finally able to get Miss Karen to write her phone number on the board. And then, deadbeat in English, says, "Can you please read your number out loud?" Miss Karen, a little startled at the English, says, "Oh, yes, I can do that," and starts reading her phone number out loud in English. Miss Nguyen interrupts her halfway through, stares straight at her, and says, no, not in English. Miss Karen has gone whiter than she already is. And I'm at the point of red in the face, holding my laugh. Mrs. Nguyen, it's okay, I'll help. Miss Nguyen in Viet, 6. Mrs. Karen in English, 6. Mrs. Nguyen in Viet. No, 6. There's no accent. 6. Say it like me. 6.
Oh my God.
Miss Karen in English. 6. Miss Nguyen in Viet. Good. Okay, next one. 1. No, 1. And it goes on like that for 10 agonizing numbers. At this point, everyone is freaking out at the idea of having to go up there.
God.
The people around me are asking for help. There are the ones at the front are trying to repeat after Miss Nguyen under their breath to try to get ready.
Iconic. Beautiful.
It's a bit of a panic, and I'm in heaven.
Yeah. That's
Finally,
incredible.
Mrs. Karen, white and somehow red in the face, finishes pronouncing her phone number and slumps back to her chair. Mrs. Nguyen smiles warmly, turns back to the class, and switches back to English. Good. Good. We can end the exercise here. How was that class? The kids all kind of remain silent and squirm, so she continues. Was it a little stressful? I wanted you to experience what it was like to live in a country where you don't speak the language. Many of you have classmates who are new here. Some are in ESL right now, English as a second language. Remember how hard it was just to write your name, your address, and your phone number. Imagine how they feel every single day. Asking for directions, finding a washroom, filling out forms. She picks up one of the forms everyone has been trying to fill out. This form is very simple. It's only asking you for your name, address, and phone number. But all of you had quite a hard time, didn't you? I spoke quite quickly, and I didn't give you much time to breathe or process, did I? If you were sitting in a Vietnamese classroom, how do you think you would be perceived right now by your Vietnamese peers? Needless to say, it was a great eye-opener for the class. I don't really know if those kids took that lesson to heart, but I hope they left that day with a little bit more patience and kindness for those who may not be able to speak fluent English. The exercise brought me to life.
Yeah, yes. As is your right, Tony.
100%.
Yeah.
And also, like, fuck Miss Karen.
Yeah.
I have even run a version of it at my work using my limited Vietnamese.
Hell
None of
yeah.
them speak it, so who cares if it's only at the 4th grade level?
Yeah, they don't care.
Unfortunately for my colleagues, there wasn't a shy, skinny, feminine Vietnamese boy sitting in the back to help them out.
Right.
Anyways, thank you so much for what you do. I hope this wasn't too long or filled with grammatical errors. I suck at writing. I
Same.
really admire you both. You guys are both hilarious, and I love to listen to you while I'm cleaning or cooking. It really helps take the monotony out of my day. I just can't listen to you in the car because I'm afraid I'll laugh myself into an accident. Wishing you all the success, Tony.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I will say this. So at my old school, the predominant home language for our families was Spanish.
Right, yeah.
And I speak like very limited Spanish, but enough usually to get through 95% of parent-teacher conferences. Because like...
Some of them didn't speak. Yeah.
Yeah, but also like truly at the end of the day, like 95% of your conferences are the exact same issues with students,
Yeah.
right?
So
like,
you learn the same words.
Right.
Yeah.
But I remember every night getting to my car and my brain just feeling so exhausted.
It's tiring.
Yes,
Yeah.
from having to form the idea in English, translating it in my head into Spanish, saying it out loud, that was exhausting enough. But then the parents would obviously ask a follow-up question.
Yeah.
And I would have to kind of like lean in and like process that. And like maybe the kid is giving me like a hint or two.
Slow the words down in your head. Yeah.
And like, I fucking love talking. So communicating isn't normally like an issue for me. So I remember at the end of parent-teacher conferences in my old school, getting into my car and being like, huge respect and new appreciation for English as a second language learners.
Yeah.
You know?
It's always wild to me when people are bilingual.
Yeah. It's also, this is true for basically every school in America. Students who are coming to English as a second language historically have like a really bad attendance rates.
Yeah.
And like sometimes people are like, oh, well, like maybe they have to work to support their family, or like
It's also because it's just way more emotionally exhausting.
And that's it. Part of me is never like, we just need to give these literal children a literal break and like recognize that like that's a lot to do.
If it was in Spanish, it might be a lot easier for them.
Yeah.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that.
So anyways, I just having had a teacher day,
Yeah.
I wanted to share that story.
My one of the trip leaders I had while we were in Prague was Carolina, and she was from Argentina. And so her primary language was Argentinian, but she also, I think, spoke a bunch of other language like Spanish and German for one. She was an exchange student in Germany, and she said her host family like kind of helped her through the German for like the first, I think, 2 weeks.
Okay.
When at some point they sat her down and were like, okay, we're done with English. Starting tomorrow.
So German.
Yeah. Starting tomorrow, we're going to speak German. Like we'll start speaking slow, but we're speaking German. You know enough to get by. And so she learned German. Like she can still speak like decent German, but she was like, it was the most stressful experience of my life, but it was actually really good for me.
Yeah, like just a full immersion program.
Yeah.
I had a coworker once who wanted to be like certified bilingual.
Yeah.
Not just like can kind of speak it, but like
Fully. Yeah.
right. So he went
Like our friend Tyler is, which is crazy for me to think about.
I mean, yeah. Like,
He is in French.
No, I know. And that's hard for me to admit. But my friend wanted to like fully emerge into Spanish. And so he went to like a 6-week long camp where they don't even speak English to you on arrival. It's Spanish immediately. And that camp was in Maine.
Exactly. That's like the only state I would not guess. Maybe aside from Alaska.
That story brings me a smile every time I think
That camp was in Maine.
This episode's been brought to you by viewers like you.
It's hard because I want to learn Japanese, but learning Japanese involves talking to Japanese people, and we have like a small Asian district.
Sure.
Especially in downtown, like we have Asian stores, specifically Japanese stores that have been like owned and operated by Japanese immigrants and their like children and peers for a really long time. But I am always like, I hear them speaking Japanese to each other, but I'm always petrified to speak Japanese to them, So
I in the last year have lost so much of my Spanish.
Yeah.
And it was like, parent-teacher conferences would happen like 2-3 times a year. So, and it was like one evening. So it was like, that was like a nice brush-up moment, but you don't appreciate the little moments of like obviously with Spanish being the home language for a lot of our students, they would slip into it sometimes, and just like eavesdropping on it, even when you're not intending to. And then picking up on certain words or talking to parents that like pick up and drop off when they would bring their students for tournaments, right? There's all these just tiny little language moments that like grounds you in the learning that when you don't have
as
access
a lifelong
to that
learner.
as a triple L.
Okay.
Lifelong learner.
Okay.
I know. So, anyways, catch me in Maine next year. No, that's actually. I'm sorry, not to like continue to like belittle the point, but it's like I have thought about doing something like that, and then I'm like, but the way my actual day-to-day life is structured does not support language retention.
That's fair. Yeah.
So, anyways, I guess we just have to go eat a lot more food.
I'm interested.
At the Japanese and Mexican restaurants that the city holds.
When I went to New York City, my senior year of high school, we were at LaGuardia before it got renovated, like the shitty version of LaGuardia. And I was with like my really close group of friends, none of which were bilingual. Ben was bilingual in French. Because his parents were like French ambassadors or some shit. I don't know. But we got to the like gates and they had just like left this woman in a wheelchair, like kind of between gates. And so she was obviously really confused. She also didn't speak English. And that's how I learned my best friend of 3 years, Noah, was fluent in Spanish. And I have been craving that experience for myself ever since.
Craving and crushing.
I'm like, I just want to shock somebody, you know?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I have more thoughts, but I wouldn't take them off
that's
air.
fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, friends, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. As always, you can find us on social media. You can write in for our next 2 stories, which is Far From Home and Hypnotic.
Hell yeah.
And you can submit those stories via the form on our website, wellilaughed.com, or you can write them into the email, wellilaughdpod@gmail.com. Additional content is available on Patreon, where apparently nothing's sacred.
Apparently not.
If you want to wish your friend a spectacular Halloween,
Oh, God.
I'm so ready.
I'm so ready, but I'm not emotionally prepared for it to be Halloween.
See more of that on Cameo. Good. That was good. But until next time, friends.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.